Godfrey Street, Greg goes up early and the ball just sits in the mud for Rick Lazaruk to try and pick it up. McLeod's over the top of it as well. Brent, he's over the top of it. Might have to be careful. The umpire says no, it's his, and he'll come back in.
Oh, where's the ball?
Yeah, somewhere in there. So ball up, nice and black too. Greg gets it down with the left hand and they're away through McKay. Goes with a right foot kick towards centre half forward. Coming out at pace is McLeod. Wheels around, handball, back in ball, back towards McKay, but it's chopped off. Kane Hayes off a step, back towards half forward for Thomson. It's Brent McLeod. Tries to zero the football in towards Forbes. Falls short. Jackson McLeod's in there as well. Puts the tackle on. Gets the footy out. Luke Forbes tried to kick it off the ground. Parsons over the top of it as well for Anakie. About 30 out from the Thomson goal. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. So deep into attack for the Tigers. They're kicking to the eastern end in the first term. Ball up. Forbes, Marcus got it down to the side of the pack. Quick kick out of the pack by McLeod. Comes back towards goals, and if you don't mind, he's put it through.
Oh.
So it's as easy as that for Jackson McLeod.
Mitchell starting half-forward flank. That's interesting, out of the midfield.
The other thing, Corey Collins is a good defender, but he's more a run-off defender.
Yes, yes. In the middle, Greg clearly tapped down for Thomson once again. Comes back to the middle. Anakie go forward for the first time, looking for Priddle. But the defence for the Thomson side through Wallen. Nice little chip pass to Mackay. Player fell over there, Douglas. Now they've recovered the situation. Comes to Sanderson, goes long towards full forward. One out against two there for Thomson. Off hands, it's going to drift through for O'Behind. Second score of the day, 1-1-7 Thomson. And he can get to score. Common Hotel first quarter scoreboard, 2.5 minutes gone.
So the Roos from full back, Rickett, short kick. And gets Kavanagh in the back pocket. Chips over the top. And still in the back pocket. That's Kettle. Wants to switch the play. Goes across the goal. It's a good kick too. And they're able to run on now. And that's 29. Well,
Salvino.
Looks like Salvino, which we said he wasn't playing, but anyway he is. And Hayes has got the football now at right half back for Anakie. He might chip over the top to Salvino. He goes further afield to Rick Lazaruk in the boundary line. Unfortunately, the boundary line beats him. It's out of bounds on the full. So Thomson will have the resultant free kick. Out of side centre wing position. John Mitchell's got it. And not a lot of movement at half forward for him either. They're quite short and quite compact there, the Thomson boys. So he just goes short towards Brent McLeod. Couldn't take the mark. His second effort was all right. He got it away to Sanderson. He handballed it further afield. Handball came from Douglas. Missed a target. Sanderson backs up though and supports. Right foot kick long towards Forbes. He's going to have a couple on him again. Punched away from the back by Parsons. They've got the numbers, Anakie. They clearing kick out towards half back is okay. Lazaruk takes the mark. Draws the player and handballs it over the top to Hayes. He runs free. Kick though was smothered by Douglas. Did pretty well. And it's going to result in a boundary throw in. Centre wing out of side. Thomson 1-1-7. Anakie yet to score. We've played 4 minutes first term.
There's some grubby that suggests the standard GDFL hasn't gone up in recent years. I reckon it's fantastic at the moment. Some of the skills we've seen here today, the little things, are all being done from both sides. As the ball thrown in, McLeod, gets goes to centre half back. Sorry, Grubby.
That was rhetorical, Grub. Didn't you know that?
There's the mark taken. Handball to Wallen. Thomson control it again. Chip pass goes towards half forward. And it's we'll just call McLeod.
Yeah, McLeod.
Because Stephen's got it this time, goes inboard, has found Douglas. Geez, had a few touches early, and there's Brent McLeod on the 50-metre arc, and has taken the mark, almost within range for him, I'd say, Grubby.
Yeah, the ball been in the centre. It got a bit muddy. You better clean it off and make sure, because it could get pretty heavy. But
so Brent McLeod, man on the mark. He's been taken back a couple. He's just inside the 50-metre arc. Will be a good kick, but there's a bit of bruise going that way. Brent McLeod puts it in there.
That's beautiful.
Has not moved. Goal umpire. That's straight through the middle. First goal, Brent McLeod. Second for there.
Back in the middle. Illig and Greg. Greg gets it down straight to Sanderson, who has to try and get it out of the mud heap. He can't do so. I think they might want to start and try and hit that a bit further out of the middle, because the ball has come back to the umpire covered in mud. Illig and Greg will
wipe it off, you goose.
come out. No, doesn't want to upset the orange there, Grubby. So free kick to Thomson. Going to be a hold against Illig to Greg, so he'll take it in the middle for Thomson. Jackson McLeod gives him a lead. He goes in that direction now. Great kick. Doesn't take the mark, and Kane Hayes just wants the safety. The boundary line, I think, was his first avenue, but Thomson get across there with numbers again. Douglas has started well. Handball, just coughed it up in the end note and dropped it, so Anakie will take the free kick. Back end of centre wing on the outer side. They drive it back inboard. Oh, might be okay. Yes, it is. And Priddle takes the mark. Back end of the centre square at centre half back. Thought to go laterally. Now he just wants to go up the ground into the middle. Salvino chopped off by Mitchell. Did well. Sanderson. Handball. Outboard. They're out now. McKay's got some time. Goes to the right foot kick. Forbes gives him a lead. It goes pretty wide. It's close to the boundary line. And Forbes sees it over. Boundary throwing right forward pocket. 30 around from the Thomson goal. So rucks to go at it. Forbes doing the ruck work against Rickett, the two number 19s. Boundary throw in. Favours Rickett. He gets a fist to it. Brent McLeod taps it on. In fact, it was Jackson McLeod. Tapped it on towards White. Now over the top handball. Collins gets out of some traffic. Wheels around on the right. Got a bit of time. He sets it up. Goes towards true half back. He finds the ruckman near league. He wants to switch play back to the middle. It's a great kick too. Lazarick finds him. Bears down. He gets the kick away to centre half forward, but reading the better and getting back there quickly is Menzies. He handballs it. In fact, it's Atkinson. He handballs it away to O'Neill. He goes out further afield and they're away now through Clark. He goes long. Great kick to McCabe. Made space for him at half forward. 50 in closing. Goes for goal. It's not going to be a goal, and it's through for one behind to Thomson. So they go.
It's a let off for Ricky Lazarick there.
It certainly is. 2-2-14 Thomson. Anakie yet to score. 7.5 minutes played first term.
The quick kick in for Anakie's come to the southern side. Second kick's in the arms of Steve Rickett. He's still defensive 50. Oh, little chip barely got the distance, but has found Berg. So just controlling the footy. Handball back to Rickett. Rickett now longer towards half forward. Numbers with Thomson. Numbers went out. The handball, Priddle tried to kick off the ground. I think he might have kicked Yo, but handball does come through to Carter. He goes goalwards for Anakie. Oh, coming back strongly. Great work.
Jeez.
Atkinson shows some pace. He's run a fair way. Lovely left foot pass into the middle of the ground. Mark dropped by Bowles. However, it covers well, and they're doing pretty well at the moment. Thomson, as the run goes through the middle, looking for... it was McLeod. No, in fact, It was White there.
Yeah, White.
Turnover. Anakie back towards half forward. Numbers again with Thomson. Just too much pace at the moment and too much skill. They've done well. Got the ball back towards half forward. Marcus Forbes diving forward has taken the mark. Left foot now. Goes for the brother.
The Cracker brothers.
I think there's a little bit of family knowledge there because Lucas knew exactly where to go. Decides to run on quickly. Goes goalwards. No need to worry about putting the glasses up. Right through the middle. First goal for Luke Forbes. And
they were lucky. They got a couple of points too. So
Anakie won back in defence as well. So Steve McLeod is the vacant at the other half-back flank for Thomson. Balls comes from the centre towards Mitchell at half forward. Anakie though with the numbers, they're wrapped up, they're not going anywhere. Keeping the pressure on, the ball spills free somehow to Menzies, or he threw it away. The umpire should pay a free kick and does. So Anakie will take the resultant free kick. And they might be able to bring it out of defensive 50. They want to come towards Lewis, who's going to be up against Scott. He takes the mark. Lewis wearing 27, not 88, as previously discussed. Goes short to Rickett.
Got to bring a fine system in.
Takes the mark. He plays on. He thought about the handball, and then he just runs his full measure, goes to the right foot kick. There's McLeod filling the hole. That Stephen does well. Now McKay comes at it, can handball it away. They're lining up the handballs. Thomson. He goes short towards cousin Brent, who plays on. 55 out. Oh, and he's sprayed it. It's out of bounds on the full. Luke Forbes says, just take it easy. Got to give it to me. Running on a lead, but it's
all to come back. I think it's gone to halfway to Queenscliff. Now we've got it back. Anakie taking a long time to get going. They go across the play. Oh, Douglas almost intercepted. Wasn't able to. Salvino. Thomson appealing for incorrect delivery or disposal. Lazarick pushed forward.
He got one in the back.
Got himself in the right place. And
these umpires are spot on here today.
So far, so good. As Rick Lazarick now just tips it across to Salvino on his own, centre half back, thought about going on. Now he's got players out wide, comes out to Kavanagh. He goes, draws a player, handball over the top. Now the kick is to half forward, not a good kick unfortunately for them, and it is easily picked off there by Betson. Little chip over the top, Brent McLeod in front of our broadcast position, takes an easy chest mark. probably looks for, has Mitchell middle of the ground. Gee, that's a game kick. Handball to Bowles, precision kick to Forbes. Now he goes forward, Forbes to Forbes. Oh, it's got a free kick. He took the mark anyway. But goodness great, when you got two arms right around the body, Luke Forbes was absolutely couldn't move, but he put two hands up and took the mark anyway. 20 metres out directly in front. And once again, Grubby, Forbes to Forbes.
Yeah, it was too, and umpire again picked it up. Well, you picked it up from here, you blokes, but the umpires, they're not missing much at the moment. I know Jason's going to have a crack at me in a minute.
No. They're doing nicely.
Moves in, no problem at all. Takes his time. That's goal number 2 and goal number 4 for the
game on, don't they? They just take it on.
Yeah.
I love watching them, actually.
They back each other, don't they? They certainly know where everybody's going. Back to the middle. Bowles in the ruck now. Gets it down to the side towards McKay, coming off the wing. And probably could have nearly got a free kick there too.
Got the second one, I think.
It was Vickery. Yes, it is. And he goes out wide looking for Lazarick. Mitchell with the job on him. He goes across there, tries to pick it up. Lazarick does so. Gets the handball free towards Carter. O'Neill coming in. Can't keep it in the field of play. And we'll have a boundary throw in between wing and half forward on the outer side. Anakie into attack. Boundary throw in. Coming down Lewis to do the ruck work for Anakie up against Bowles. Boundary throw-in doesn't really favour anybody except Vickery gets it down. Lazarick ripped off the football. White gets it away for Thomson. McKay, who's been influential already, goes towards Douglas having a rest, but he works himself under the football there. And Anakie are able to throw Kettle, give it to Illig at half-back. The big fella. He wants to try and get it towards Collins. It takes its time to get there, and then kicks it over his head.
He waited too long.
So it's happy to see it over Sanderson for Thomson. It's going to be a boundary throw-in.
No,
he's been good early, Sanderson.
He has been very good.
He's quite quick.
Yep. And boundary throw-in now. Close to our commentary position. On half forward for Thomson. Bowles pushed out of the way by Rickett. Favours Mitchell. Handball over the top to White. His handball back to McKay. Coming up for about possession number 10. He kicks it in the man right in front of him. White gives it away to Sanderson. He gives it to Wallen just back on the ground. Off a step. Puts it to the hot spot. Forbes up against Parsons. He goes up. Roved at the front of the pack by Kettle. He had it. He lost it. He got it away quickly to Collins in the last line of defence. He chips the ball out. Might be okay. And Gary Rickett takes the mark in the right back pocket for the Roos. He wants to switch play back. Oh, dangerous to Berg. He did nicely with the kick in the end. He waited it just nicely between Jackson McLeod and Luke Forbes.
He had to.
Then he goes short to Collins. So they're still in the back pocket. They're going back pocket to back pocket. He chips it over the top's okay. And taking the mark there is Mitchell White. For Anakie, still inside defensive, or just on defensive 50. Down the line towards centre wing. Wallen got his name written on it. Takes the mark easily on centre wing. Wasn't happy he took 2 grabs. Don't worry about it. He was nowhere near him, so it's all right. He's taken the mark. Forbes gives him a lead. That's Marcus. So does Jackson McLeod. He just goes back. They want to set something up. He gets it to White, about 20 metres back from where he kicked it. Oh, Mitchell over his head, but they've got the numbers coming through the middle. Oh, Jacka's handball was over the top. In fact, it was Clark, I think.
He showed courage in Mitchell. I reckon his old man would have heard footsteps.
Over the boundary line. Boundary throwing. 4-2-26. Thomson Anakie yet to score. Played 16 minutes first term.
So ball in, centre wing. Comes to ground. Good tackle by Mitchell on his opponent. Appeared to drop the footy. Not seen by the umpire now. It stacks on the mill. Ball dragged out there by Fulton for Anakie, but it comes clear for Anakie. White over the top. Handball comes out to Brent McLeod. Has plenty of time to measure the handball to Sanderson. Sanderson under pressure. Handball went astray. Picked up there for Anakie by Carter. Across the face of goals once again. Looking for and finding Vickery. Vickery now. The skimming pass toward the wing. Finds Hayes. Hayes now for Anakie. Handball to Kettle who was running. It's a long kick towards half forward. Pittman leads in the race for the footy. Gets there just inside the boundary, but is forced over with the footy. So it's gone very quickly from half back to half forward for Anakie. And at 16 and a half minutes, still looking for their first score. As the ball thrown in half forward flank. Perchek doing the ruck work, the little fellow. Ball comes to ground, front of the pack. Stacks on the mill. Umpire blows the whistle. It's a free kick, Anakie. I can't see who it's going to. But Anakie have the free kick. Chip it inboard. Running forward is
Collins.
Collins it was. Running from half back. He's come all the way down. opponent didn't go with him, so he's taken the mark just outside forward 50. Chips it to Berg. Berg likes to kick a goal. I think he's too far out to get there. He's going to kick from outside 50 as well, but he's directly in line with the goals. So Daniel Berg
Kicked a couple of nice long ones against Werribee, didn't he?
He did, very much so. Berg now decides to have a go. It's gone sideways off the boot. Numbers at the contest. Off hands it goes toward the boundary. And still kept in. Gee whiz, Kane Hayes bent down to try to pick the footy up. He was absolutely besieged by Thomson defenders. And the umpire has blown the whistle. 17.5 minutes gone. First quarter, 4-2 Thomson. Anakie yet to score.
Ball up, Lewis, Grigg. Grigg gets it down, and Thomson with the numbers. They break away, switch play to the opposite side back pocket. McLeod's got an absolute paddock. Stephen takes the ball at half back, drives it towards centre wing, towards cousin Brent, who can take the mark over the top. No, it falls past him. Wynn takes it towards the boundary line. McLeod and Carter. And in the end, happy to see it over there.
He did that well, Carter, without giving away a free kick. Well done.
He made some ground to get there, didn't he?
He did. So boundary throw in, half forward flank. Thomson into attack now. Lewis gets it over the back for Anakie. Wall and Robes though. Ball spills free. Kavanagh through. Held on to a bit long. McKay gets it away. Oh, dropped the footy, said the umpire.
He was on the wrong side. He punched it.
Free kick going to Anakie. Oh, well, they've turned the ball over because O'Neill just stood there, and he's going to switch the ball back towards Douglas in the middle, and also coming through, handball came up from Tozer. Now Douglas gets it left foot towards Forbes. Luke, hits him on the chest. Moran got him, and he didn't take the mark, then he held on to. He's going to get a free, and we'll shoot for 50 out. So played it nicely in front, and he's kicked 2 already, Lucas.
Even the good players can muck it up now and again,
Jason. That's right, exactly. That's right.
He was just going too fast.
Yeah.
So, Luke Forbes.
It used to happen to me a lot.
45 out.
Jason nearly fell out the box.
Only in the car, Grubby. 45 out. He comes in, left half forward, and I think he's missed an near side. He has. 3 for 1 behind. So 2-1 his personal tally. 4-3-27 Thomson. Anakie yet to score. Common Hotel first quarter scoreboard.
Ringing the change.
There's no Brad Coys on the bench today, Grubby, is there?
No, there's not.
A few changes.
So Collins now, not too sure which way to go. Finally goes to the northern side, and that's good. Mark taken by Ricketts.
Close.
Ricketts now. And the players, Grubby, Anakie players, they're closely marked every time the ball is kicked, isn't it? Just classic indication there. Douglas came up, read the play and just spoilt with great vigour.
I think that's why they're turning it over so much, because of the immense pressure that the Thomson players are putting on them.
So the ball's just outside forward 50 on the Godfrey Street side of the ground here as Anakie players go up. Kettle did the tap down, then gets it back. Stolen by Brent McLeod, goes goal. That's a magnificent goal on the run. Thread the middle through, and that's kicked his second for the day. Brilliant roving, brilliant work. 5 goals, 3-33 Thomson. Anakie get the score. Common Hotel first quarter.
Before I started, Greg goes up. He comes off his shoulder in the end.
He might have played AFL.
Douglas. You're probably right too. Comes to the side of the pack. There he is again. Brett McLeod kicks it around the corner towards Warland. Coming out wide as well. Well, he probably should have shepherded from Warland, who was running onto it. Yo comes out. He can't take it with him. He's pushed off the football. He drags it back in. Now fighting hard for it. It was goal check. But the umpire said play on. Over the shoulder now. So
how can you get Gregory in the hip and over the shoulder?
Free kick to Gary Rickett. He wants to go to the outer side. Trying to get Vickery. He turns around just at the right time and takes the mark. He handballs 30 metres to Carter, who can run on. He's got a bit of space too. Yeo trying to bear down on him. And he goes to the right foot kick towards Pittman. He puts the arms up and takes the mark. 50 out from goal on the boundary line. Right half forward flank. City into the ground. Pittman's got it.
Tough shot from there.
Very tough. Kicking across the breeze. And first real chance for Anakie to have
this would be their first actual shot at goal, wouldn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Yep. So Pittman comes in. He's a left foot up. That'll suit him. He draws it around. Left foot kick. It's pretty good for distance. He's missed it to the near side and through 4-1 behind there. First of the afternoon. They are 1 behind. Thomson 5-3-33. Common Hotel first quarter scoreboard. 22.5 minutes played.
So ball brought in quickly by Thomson. Ended up towards centre wing. It's looks like Atkinson, is it? Away they go. A long kick towards middle of the ground, looking for Brent McLeod. He's under the ball. Umpire's whistle. One umpire's getting everything. This, one of the others not quite as consistent.
Might have punched the arm, might have chopped the arms.
Oh, Berg surely had opportunity, and great tackle there from Brent McLeod. Lucky perhaps McLeod didn't get 50 there. The chip pass has gone. There's two there, taken by Menzies. Handball comes across and Thomson go forward again. White got rid of his opponent. Unfortunately, got back into the contest for Anakie. That was Kavanagh. But it's, again, Thomson, handball to Warland. He's tackled. The tackling is very, very good from Anakie, and they're putting a bit of pressure on Thomson here. But their ability to find teammates is... well, we've got a series of handballs. They've had to defend it by going backwards, Thomson. Now they recharge. They've got two at centre half back. Brent McLeod takes the mark, and there's, well, it was, I'm going to say it wasn't such a good kick, but probably the Thomson players didn't get the position. As coming through is Douglas once again, picks it up outside 50, goes goalwards, a huge kick. Unfortunately, just missed to the right-hand side.
Quarter here, you know, they've kicked a little bit straighter. They're all gettable.
Well, a couple of weeks ago against, was it West, they kicked a multitude of behinds.
Forbes kicked 10-12 or 12-10 or something.
So maybe their goal kicking leaves a bit to be desired, but...
Parsons has kicked in.
Won't matter if you keep getting opportunities like this.
Say, he's just turned it over and Tozer's taken the mark, 50 out from goal. On the left half forward flank on the outer side. So, kick in, it went astray. He wants to bring it back inboard towards Yeo, takes the mark. Thought about running in maybe, but he's 55 out directly in front with the breeze.
Well, talking about your local knowledge, which you reckon you got so much of there, Eric, what's this breeze worth here?
Oh, it's probably worth 3 or 4 goals, I'd imagine, in normal circumstances.
Ball came towards the 10 metre square, 2-on-1. Rickett and also Parsons were able to get it from Luke Forbes, and they draw it around the back pocket, go towards half-back now. Lazarick, though, kick was chopped off, falls towards Brent McLeod. Handball back inboard to McKay, 45 out and closing, and has hit the post. Through for one behind to Thomson, his second of the afternoon. They go to 5-5-35, Thomson. One behind to Anakie Common Fine Hotel, first quarter scoreboard, 25.5 played.
That hit the post about 30 metres below the top.
So Carter goes back across the defensive goal, ends up in the arms there of White. White now, oh gee, they're under pressure. Anakie can't get an easy kick at all. The chip comes to Hayes. He drops the ball, goes to an open goal square.
Oh, goal.
Brent McLeod.
Brent McLeod. No,
Jackson McLeod.
Jackson McLeod, I think. The ball, or somebody to get a handball.
So back to the middle, Grigg up against Illig. Grigg gets it down with two hands. Rove, though, Lazarick gets the handball away to Hayes, just kicks it off the ground in the mud. O'Neill through the middle, Tom can break free and go with a short little kick to White under pressure from Kavanagh. Brent McLeod having a rest at half forward. Short little handball to White, handballs it on to Marcus Forbes. Wrong side for a left footer, so he just wheels around and kicks it out of bounds on the full. Oh, hits the top of the goalpost, 340 kilometres up in the air, and it's out of bounds on the full.
Post. Hit the behind post, which is as tall as the old goalpost.
Everything else.
And start. Wait for the lights to come, the full lights. There'll be night matches here. Parsons goes in towards Illig. A good kick. The ruckman takes it on the chest as the siren sounds for quarter time. And it's Thomson, 6-5-41. They lead Anakie one behind at the first change. Goal kickers, Eric.
Thomson 3 with 2 apiece. Brent McLeod, Jackson McLeod and Luke Forbes. And of course, Anakie, no goals to this point.
40 points of difference at quarter time. Thomson with the breeze and with the play in the first quarter. 6-5-41, they lead Anakie one behind. We'll take a break. Back with the second quarter action. Match day live this afternoon. You're listening to 94.7. The Pop scores this afternoon in round 13. Eric?
Yes, some certainly interesting scores, Jason. Right. Inverleigh 1-1, Trail North Geelong 4-3.
Got one behind there at the moment. Start of the second term. Thomson 6-5-41. Anakie one behind. And it'll be Illig and Bowles starting. Bowles gets it down nicely to the right-hand side. Sanderson couldn't pick it up. Brent McLeod runs through, kicks it off the ground to his own advantage. Handballs it back to Sanderson, who followed him across on his centre wing. Good tackle. He held onto it for a long time, and it's holding the ball. Had a couple of opportunities to get rid of the footy, and Anakie will take the free kick. Centre wing on the outer side. Coming back to Salvino. So Salvino now goes long towards half back or half forward. Getting across, half back is Atkinson. Takes the mark for Thomson. Chips the ball out towards Brent McLeod. Got a couple around him from Anakie, but he takes the mark, or in fact he took the mark. It was out of bounds on the full. So it will be a free kick to the Roos. Left half forward flank. They drive it inside 50. Not much to kick to. Rickett in the forward line now for Anakie. And he sees it over the line for a boundary thrown right in front of the scoreboard here in the left forward pocket. East end of the ground. And be thrown in for Rickett and also Bowles. Favours Rickett. He gets it to the side. The pack was a good tap too to Salvino.
Oh, let him down.
And he's pushed it across the face of goal through for their second behind of the afternoon.
It's over the post. They're not sure. Not here. You don't kick it that high. That gives the goal umpires a better chance.
So Brent McLeod brings it in, finds Betson. Goes back by hand to Brent McLeod. He goes over the top by hand once again, and they work the ball out. Well, I thought they'd work the ball out, but terrific work by Priddle. Smothered the ball off the boot, and they've gained an out of bounds, still inside forward 50. So that's much better defence by the forwards there, Grubby.
It is good forward pressure, and that's what they're going to need this quarter.
So ball now comes in. A lot of players go for the tap down. Brent McLeod beaten on that occasion. Salvino gets to the footy, picked up there. That was looked like Perchek, and has kicked a behind also. So forward pressure from Anakie. They're now 3 behinds. Thomson 6 goals 5. Buckley's Entertainment second quarter scoreboard 2 minutes gone as we bring the ball in once again. Not such a good kick, and Anakie have got plenty of numbers there, but so have Thomson. As a bit scrappy right at the moment. Brent McLeod ducks his head, gets a handball, bowls, brilliant handball, but straight to Anakie. It then creates compounds the problem because he ran straight on into the back. It looks like Priddle, I think, and he's got the free kick. Man on the mark, 45 from goal. An opportunity here to get first goal for Anakie. Almost 3 minutes gone, but they've had a couple of goes, but Priddle now will move in. It's not a bad looking kick off the boot at all. In fact, it is the first goal. Priddle has kicked it for Anakie.
Their first goal of the afternoon. Bowles up against Illig. Neither get an effective tap ball. Comes towards Douglas, gets a kick out for Thomson towards half forward. White running back, kept his eye on it.
Yeah.
And took the mark. Uncontested in the end. He did nicely running back with a flight of the football. He'll be shooting from 45 out, slight angle. And just wiping the mud from the middle of the ground. Still on it with a quick kick from the middle from Douglas. So, Jared White fancies his chances. He comes in. Puts it up there. Has it got enough on it? Forbes. No, taking a mark right on the line. To Anakie, it's Corey Collins, and he goes short, finds Hayes in the back pocket. He chips the ball out back to Collins, who followed up, took the mark in between full-back and centre-half back. Set up the zone pretty well. Thomson across the middle. He goes short again to Hayes. They're just playing kick-to-kick at the moment, the two of them. But Salvino short Hayes. He wants to go further afield, but they've locked it up pretty well. He goes short to Salvino now. He called a play on, not 15. Handballs it over the top, and this is the pressure. Kettle. O'Neill comes the other way. Kettle, though, did well. Then he got wrapped up, and then he held onto the football a long time. The umpire, make a decision. He will. It's held to him. So the umpire, he'll come in and ball up. Right in the middle of the ground. So fighting hard to get it out there, Anakie, from their back 50. And a ball up for Bowles and for Illig. Bowles gets it down. Lazarick fighting hard for it. He's 100th game for the Roos today. And it's going to be another ball up.
Must have played more than that with Correa.
I was going to say, yep. I think you would have played 150 or something with Correa too. So, when a servant of the GDFL, McLeod through the middle. McKay got it back to McLeod. 55 out, right foot kick off the side of the boot. Might be okay because Luke Forbes kept his eye on it and took the mark. And we'll shoot for goal from 45 out. Pretty acute angle, but for a left footer that he is, on the right side there's 2 goals. 1 this afternoon already.
That bit of bruise, it'll be a good kick from there.
Runs around, goes the left foot kick.
Hey, what it
goal
is,
umpire has not even moved one bit, and it's through.
We've got Bowles again, gets a tap down at ground level. Lazarick picked it up, only able to handball. Brent McLeod, quick handball, another handball for Thomson. They go towards the centre wing as they've got players coming to support Menzies. back to McLeod, fumbled, unusual. He went to Menzies, also fumbled. So the Anakie players putting a little bit of pressure on the Thomson players here and creating a couple of mistakes which perhaps weren't prominent in the first quarter. So it's out of bounds, forward of centre for Anakie on the southern side. It's Bowles. Now, how can he give that? They had their arms wrapped around one another and he gave a free kick out of it. So it's gone to Illig for Anakie. Looking for somewhere to get a lead, goes straight towards the goal, coming forward, there's a whistle on play.
There.
And it's off the ball. So Pittman, I reckon, has got the free kick. And that was 5 or 10 metres from where the ball was heading. So Pittman now 25 metres out, next to no angle to concern ourselves with. Might be a bit further than that, might be 30, but Pittman out. Just seen a great left foot goal at the other end. Can we see another good left foot kick here as Pittman moves in? We're right behind him. Goes straight at goal and kicks the ball straight at goal. It's veered low at the finish, so that's a bad miss for
Thomson playing the huddle, short huddle too, 50 and in. Defensive 50 they break now. He plays on, gains 5. Goes towards Bowles, he goes up. Oh, good mark though by Pittman. This time he's 50 out. Yeah, 50 out, so he just unload now, wouldn't he? You don't try and just pop it through, you just unload with the left foot, aim it to the left-hand goalpost and watch it swing back in. Is that what you do, Grub?
Well, that's exactly what I'd be doing. Only thing is I'd have to be about 40 metres closer.
And you're not a left footer.
Oh, I can kick either.
Oh, of course you can. Comes in now, 50 out. Yeah, about there. Yeah, they're about there.
That's what they wanted.
Pittman's put it through. He's first of the afternoon, second for Anakie.
And he just got back there, so Illig beat him on the tap down, that picked up there for Thomson. Not able to Mitchell now. There's a whistle on play. What's happening?
Thomson free kick. Holding him.
So nice little chip forward. Greg has run forward. Illig hasn't gone with him. In fact, Illig's still back in the centre as Greg now outside forward 50 decides to go a long skimming pass in front as Forbes. Oh, probably could have taken the mark, didn't hang on to it. Ball comes clear to Douglas. He's immediately tackled.
Oh, he broke away!
And
out onto it for a long time.
I would have thought in most games of footy that might well have been holding the ball, Grubby. I'm sorry.
Line ball.
But the ball's ended up in the arms of Brent McLeod, 11 metres out from goal.
Line ball. Well, it could have been, but I'm glad he didn't putt.
So McLeod now.
The bloke going for the ball's got to get the most opportunity he can. Otherwise, they'll all stand back and watch.
And McLeod has missed an absolute sitter. So only behind, 7 goals, 6-48 Thomson. 2-4-16 Anakie. Buckley's Entertainment second quarter scoreboard, 10.5 minutes gone.
Kicking by Collins, finds Kettle. Plays on, out of defensive 50, goes long towards the middle. From behind, punched away nicely by Clark. Salvino roving though, will get there first for the Roos. Went left, then came back. Handball back inboard, sets a bit of a task. Oh, they're under pressure. And getting back there, or that nearly dropped the football. And that came from Fulton. Now out further afield, and happy to see it over the line.
He was lucky there. I got a funny feeling he actually dropped the football just after the bloke let go of him. If he had been still holding on to him, he was gone for all money.
Bantry throw in, centre wing on the outer side. Douglas, third man up, gets it over the back of the pack. But the Roos have got the numbers. Oh, the ball again, missed the target. Carter coming out. Jackson McLeod kept the pressure on. Under pressure, Fulton again. Ball spills free. Toes a handball to Douglas. Wheels back around to McKay by hand. Gives it back to Douglas. Wheels on the left. Goes towards half forward. Luke Forbes has got a couple on him. Getting across there was Rickett. Also there, Parsons. He's got a bit of time to set something up with Collins. Close to the boundary line. Happy to see it over. Saw Brent McLeod bearing down on him. And he decided the boundary was much easier.
Well, I tell you what, you can be some now and again. I tell you what, an umpire will walk in and say, you walked over, you're gone, deliberate, because it could have been.
Boundary throw in to the back of the pack. Salvino gives it away to Rickett, runs through half back, goes towards the middle. O'Neill didn't shield his face. Perchek did, and he ran away. Oh, just under pressure, got the kick away. Coming back, Clark does well.
Great pressure
himself. and took the mark and then runs free. Oh, Yo has to stand and wait. Perchek was bearing down on him, and he does pretty well. He locks it up. Coming through, handball. Thomson with the numbers, though. O'Neill, handball back inboard. That was Sean. Gave it away to Mitchell. Then gave it to Wallen. Runs across half-back. Gives it to Douglas, who is everywhere. He chips the ball towards Menzies, who takes the mark back into centre wing. Wants to play on now, goes down the line, just tries to chip it towards Forbes. It's past he and Rickett. Kavanagh getting back there. Sanderson's going to bear down on him. He gets the handball away towards Steve Rickett. Handball back to Kavanagh underneath was okay. He goes along the line, at the back, punched away. Good defensive play. And the ball comes towards the boundary line, and Vickery, happy to see it over. Douglas, good defensive play.
Well, he's going to pay a free kick here. You can't throw the ball at blokes, mate. It'll be a Thomson free kick. He's just picked the ball up, young Vickery, and threw it at the Thomson bloke.
So they go short, back inboard to McKay. He gives it back towards Yeo at half-back. He handballs it back to Atkinson. Inside defensive 50, chips the ball to Scott. Has to go up under pressure from Kettle and does well, takes the mark. So at true half-back, he's got Grigg in the middle. Kick it to him, for God's sake. He's the biggest bloke on the ground. He takes the mark. He thought about the handball. He goes now to Wall. Just met the target. Betson runs through the middle. Over the head of McKay, got a hand to it. Jackson McLeod tapped it on. Coming through was Rickett. Rode the bump. Then two bumps. He's got to be gone now.
He's tried to beat 3.
So Anakie get away with one there through Gary Rickett. It's going to be a ball up just inside the centre square on the attacking side for Thomson. Getting it down was Steve Rickett. Through the middle, Douglas and Salvino. Oh, Warland's held on to. Should have been a free kick. Didn't get one. Still in the middle of the ground, Douglas. Warland tried to handball it away. Did so in the end to Clark. Missed a target. Sean O'Neill coming back. Lazarick got a high tackle. Umpire said play on. Got 2 high tackles. Got 3 high tackles. And it'll be a ball up. This side, the attacking side of the centre circle now for Anakie. They're 2-4-16. Trail Thomson 7-6-48. 14 minutes played second term.
Just forward of centre for Anakie. Greg, lovely tap down to Mitchell. Mitchell, very quick kick, goes towards the northern boundary. Leading in the race for the footy is Carter actually. Comes back to the middle. Mark not taken there for Thomson, for Anakie, as the crumbs are picked up. Go looking for Luke Forbes. There's a free kick paid.
Corey Collins in the back.
I tell you what, he's been a welcome addition to their side today.
Oh, it's been terrific down there. I reckon they'd be 15 goals without him down there.
So Collins now goes towards the wing, up high. Well,
play on.
It was interesting. The ball there chipped to Hayes. Hayes for Anakie. Now towards the Vickery has run down from half-back. His handball back, didn't quite get to the target.
Kick a goal!
Crumbs himself, goes towards full forward. In front is Pittman again. His big body is a bit of a concern down there. So Anakie sparking a revival in this second quarter. 15 minutes gone. They're starting to work their way back as Pittman must be half an inch out of square. I think umpire blowing his whistle.
I've been watching that Mitch Vickery for the last couple of minutes. He's been desperate to make amends, and he just did. Good boy.
Good. So Pittman there, directly in front, 20 metres out, runs in. Oh, I tell you what.
He's missed another easy one.
Brent McLeod missed one at the other end. That was as easy. 2 goals, 5-17. They can't afford that, Anakie. 7-6-48. Thomson, Buckley's Entertainment, second quarter scoreboard, almost 16 minutes.
He should have gone back and kicked that from 60.
Yeah, with the run up.
He seems to be able to kick it from there.
Just let the leg go. So Sean O'Neill with the football at fullback. He dangerously goes to Clark, who was very good with his hands again. Called to play on. He goes to the outer side. Steers the kick, and it's okay too, and they run away through Warland. Goes towards Jackson McLeod, centre wing. Picks it up on the half volley, gives it back to Warland, close to the centre wing, and turned it over. Lazarick had it, lost it, and gave it backwards towards Collins, who runs through traffic. But Thomson with the numbers again. Warland, handball back inboard to Scott, who's got a bit of time to set something up. Comes across to half back to Yeo, back to Scott. Got to be careful. He's a left footer. He's a right footer on the running around on the left. Now Menzies, Grigg to follow it up. Dangerous. Vickery again with a chance for Anakie. Runs into Menzies. He just dropped the footy too. And the umpire says, what does he say?
Well, it's a free kick for a sling tackle, which is not in our day, but he did sling him to the ground. I don't like that rule, but it was definitely a free kick for a sling tackle. So just kick it, mate.
Vickery, right half forward, drives it long towards Pittman, who's got 2 on him again. He takes the mark and will shoot the goal from 40 out. Go back and kick it from 55.
Yeah, well, he's going to be the difference if he can kick straight, the big fella. He's going to get him back in the game, but he's got to kick straight.
Kick 1, goal 3. out of 2-5. And he's taken another mark. This time 45-degree angle, 40 out from goal. He's got to extend that leg, left-hand goal post with the breeze coming across his left. So let's see how he goes. Pittman comes in. Oh, he's just popping up in the breeze, unfortunately, not keeping his head over the footy, and he's kicked 1 goal 4. 2-6-18.
Watching them some set shots.
So the quick kick for Thomson has come in, found O'Neill. O'Neill, Tim, now decides to go back across defensive goal. That's dangerous, but he's got a lead out there from Warland. It's not a good kick at all. And they're under a bit of pressure here, Grubby. The Thomson defence is not moving as well as they were earlier, and they've got the ball out of bounds in front of the scoreboard, 40 metres from the Anakie goal. The ball thrown in. Bowles doing the ruck work. Oh, he was emptied out pretty easily, illegally, according to the umpire. And that was Lewis, must have been the offender. The handball comes clear. Thomson now towards centre wing. It's going to be very close to the boundary once again. Mark, in fact, taken by Carter. Carter now chips in board looking for Lazarick. Oh, dangerous kick. It's good work. Douglas, he's having a good day. Kicks it towards half forward. Nobody there for Thomson, but they get there, and that's terrific work from, who was that? Sanderson again. But unfortunately, their skills are under a little bit of pressure as the ball comes now. Oh, no. Marcus Forbes gets it by accident to Brent McLeod, back to Douglas. Douglas now looks for the Luke Forbes lead. He's got 2 on him all day, so there's got to be a loose Thomson player somewhere, as Collins is one of those players. Chips it back into the goal square to Rickett. Rickett now to the northern side of the ground to Rickett. And Steve now takes the mark, kicks it long towards centre wing. Nobody there for Anakie. Easy
no excuse for that.
Wait now to Warland. He's got nowhere to go. Tries to kick it short. Ball ends up in the arms of McLeod. Tackle high. No, said the umpire. And he will ball it up. Just forward of the centre.
Yeah, look, you might have been right. He may well have been tackled high, but where the umpire was standing there, he's not going to see that.
So the ball now just forward of centre half forward for the Thomson side. Brent McLeod tries to pick the crumb up, can't do so. Sanderson tries to. Big pack of players there. Menzies going half bore, I think, on that occasion. Comes to Lazarick for Anakie. Goes towards the half forward. Atkinson shielding his eyes from the sun there. Couldn't see the footy. Dropped the mark. Now we've got Stacks on the mill. He gets to the bottom of the pack. Atkinson does well. As finally it's Betson. He drops the footy. Umpire allows play to go on. It's pretty scrappy at the moment. And Wade accepts a handball. Runs away. Kicks the ball to the centre of the ground. Thomson. Got numbers there. Ball comes back to Bowles, who need to quick it quick. He does as he's tackled. Now it comes toward Douglas. He tries to, well, he's thrown, didn't have the footy. No free kick. Umpires put the whistle away as the ball goes back to the middle of the ground. It is 20 and a half minutes gone. Anakie 2-6. Thomson 7-6.
Ball comes towards half forward for Anakie again. Pittman was there, but Thomson with the numbers if they can pick it up. O'Neill shuffled the handball to Warland. He takes a bounce across half back, draws a player, slug it. He thought about the handball, then he thinks about the handball again to Bowles. His handball's chopped off, sloppy football. Warland tries to tap it out. Brent McLeod's got Mitchell. He just wants to kick it. He probably should have handballed it because he turned it over to Salvino. He goes back towards the middle. Great play by Yeo. Sean O'Neill sitting back and doing nicely. Gives it away to Tom O'Neill. He goes towards centre wing. Mitchell, if it sits for him, is okay. Takes the mark uncontested. In front of Salvino. Switch the ball back inboard to Brent McLeod. Still on centre wing. Just settling play down. 21 and a half played. He comes back inboard to White. He takes the mark. Just breaking down at half forward a little bit here, Thomson. Haven't got much to kick to. McKay needs to give it back towards White. They've turned it over, but the ball doesn't sit for the Anakie players. And now Warland. He just wants the tumbling punt towards half forward. Vickery goes back with it. So does Kettle. They need to pick the football up, Anakie. They could be away. Vickery's handball sets a task up for Kettle again, and also Menzies to fight for it. Coming in, fighting hard for it. McLeod. White at the back. McKay. He's slung off the football. White to come at it. Carter. Pretty tough and rough in there. Vickery to come at it as well. Yeo to come at him. He handballs it out at the towards the advantage. Oh, great play, McLeod. Jackson to get back there. Yeo. Menzies now by hand. They've moved it, Anakie, 40 metres without actually having a possession. Now Sean O'Neill, defensive 50 for Thomson. Just sets it up, wants to switch the play. It'll want to be a good kick. It is. Oh, Clark can't take the mark though. Under pressure from Lewis. He can break away. He gets the handball back inboard towards Wallen. Carter's there as well. Anakie under pressure again. Sluggett gets it across half forward, coming across and taking a mark. And that is for Anakie, is close. 60 out from goal. He just pops it up for Pittman. Goes up. Berg's coming in as well off the back of the pack. Scott. He gets some support from Atkinson and he gets a good shepherd too, and he runs away in the back pocket. He goes towards half back looking for Menzies. It sits for him. He should be able to take the mark. He can. At half back flank. He's got Mitchell. He comes back inboard to McKay. That's a better kick. And at the point of the centre square at half-back, he chips the ball over the top. Terrible kick, and they've turned it over. White's taking the mark for Anakie. He might switch the ball. He thought about it. Oh, he handballs it back to Rickett off a standing start. His handball further field to Hayes, missed a target. McKay coming at it. Berg stands over the top of the football, kicks it towards Pittman again, who comes out. Can he take the mark? He gets a hold anyway. And this will be about the fourth shot from the same spot for Pittman. He's kicked 1 goal, 4. We'll shoot from 40 out, 45-degree angle. They're 2-6, Thomson 7-6.
Well, this will be his fourth shot, and it should have been his fifth shot because about a minute ago, Berg flew with him. You don't need two of those blokes flying and leaving the Thomson defence on the ground. This time, Berg got the ball and kicked it straight to him, and he'll go for his fourth shot, and let's hope he can put it through. Let's hope he's learnt a lesson from these shots.
So Pittman now, we're right again behind the line of the kick.
It's gone back a bit further too, Grub.
He has. He must have a transistor in his pocket.
So Pittman now moves in. The approach is good, does everything right, and that's a better looking kick off the boot.
I reckon he's got that one.
Right through. Goal number 2, he could have easily had 6, but it is
probably as well as them around the ground, but you need to convert.
So back to the middle bowls, up against Steve Rickett having a run in the ruck, and he gets it down to the side. Sanderson's handball back to McKay. Kick with the outside of the boot might favour McLeod Brent, who gets across there first. Gets a good shepherd too and picks the footy up. Handball back inboard to nobody in particular. Anakie right from half back. Who will cough the footy up again. Sanderson. Well, he gets run into by his own teammate there, McKay. Umpire says play on. Close has the football. Now McKay gives it away to Brent McLeod again on centre wing. Just chips the football to Mitchell. They can play on now. He goes towards the lead of Grigg, who holds his ground up. Coming out Marcus Forbes. Now at the back of the pack, Gary Rickett. He's ripped off the football. Was that a throw? The umpire said play on. Carter gets it. He goes to the right foot towards centre wing. Berg coming across in front of O'Neill. Might sit for him nicely. He get away.
Great shepherd.
Good shepherd. He goes along the line. Over the back, O'Neill. Or Perchek. And
what's happened here?
Well, the controlling umpire didn't do anything. The non-controlling umpire was given a free kick from 60 yards back.
So a free kick to Perchek, right half forward flank.
But I reckon it's hurt their chances.
Yeah, he was off and running, wasn't he?
Yeah, look,
don't pay advantage.
Earlier in the game, the third umpire paid one off the ball. That's where they should be paying them, not taking over the controller.
Perchek, front and centre, 10 metres out from goal, punched away for Anakie, and Sean O'Neill might be happy to see it through. No, yes, he is.
He will now.
Through for a rush behind to the Roos.
No, you can't do that. You can't play on that quick.
Well, they've played on and they go now.
Umpire's got a signal and he hadn't even signalled.
Through bowls, he sets up McKay. Now coming back, Hayes the other way, Salvino, 50 out from goal, trying to get around. He can't do so. Short kick to Berg, going to set him up a bit. Wallen just sits off him and probably he's going to miss the handball. He kicks it off the ground 30 metres, but Danikie's defence rolling up nicely. Steve Rickett, kick around the corner towards the call of Lazarick. And he takes the mark. He chips the ball over the top, and that's nice. And Priddle takes the mark and will still shoot for goal from 50 out. They're laying off a bit here, Thomson. And Anakie are making him pay.
That was a good kick, Rickett, because it's dangerous to go to the centre high like that, but he must have known they were there.
There's the siren for half-time. So Thomson are definitely going to be 7-6-48. And Anakie are going to be 3 or 4-7. He comes in now 50 out from goal. That's a pretty good kick off the boot. If he's got the distance, he's got the distance, I think. Goal umpire says through. So Priddle second. Thomson 7-6-48 at half-time. Goal kickers, Eric.
Goal kickers for Thomson, 3 to Luke Forbes, 2 to Jackson McLeod, 2 to Brent McLeod. For Anakie, 2 to Luke Priddle and 2 to Jamie Pittman.
4 goals to 1 in that second quarter, and Anakie back in the game. 7-6-48, Thomson, Anakie 4-7-31. We will take a break, and when we come back, second half action, match day live this afternoon at Godfrey Street between Thomson and Anakie. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse.
Brent McLeod till he gets a handball.
Yeah, you know why? Because he's used to playing a top level footy where there's somebody there.
Okay.